there's a Laura Klausing, I think is her name. They have Klassen, and she's up from Canada, and she did this one video, and it's silly, but that's her point. She wants you to see the silliness of this. She takes a baby, and she's like, "Oh, look, through the magical birth canal, it goes from non-baby to baby," and that's this idea of, well, it's not yet a human being, it's not yet life, right? But what is it? And they will argue, well, they'll say it's a fetus. Well, what does fetus mean? It means little child, right? And so this is the developing stages of life. One, because this is how God has created us. He knit us together in our mother's womb. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, as the psalmist says. And then he has given us these stages that happen over life. We are developing. Even after you're born, you're continuing to develop and going from childhood to adolescence and so forth. You're growing in these different stages of life. It's development. And that's what's happening here. And so this idea that it's not yet a human, or it's not yet life in the womb, well, what is it? It's not a chicken. It's human life. And if you were to go and destroy a bald eagle's egg, you would be fined thousands of dollars. You'd probably lose your house with how much money it would cost you for doing that, because it's protected. But we don't protect the life of children in their mother's womb. It's a bad argument to say it's not yet a human. Well, then what is it? It's human life. This is how biology works. It's how God created it to work. The other thing is my body, my choice. But it's not your body. It's the body inside of your body that is being put to death. You're not dying. You're putting it to death. And treat it just like it's any other organ. It's not. You don't have 4 arms. You don't have 4 legs. You don't have 2 hearts and 2 brains. You don't have that. And in some cases, the mother who is pregnant with a child has a male child in her. That is not a woman that has got transgender parts because they've had surgeries. This is a completely different genetic code that's in this child. It's not the same as a liver or one of the other organs in her body that has her genetic code. This is a completely different genetic code. And so these things, this is how God has designed for children to come forth. A male and a female, they come together, they leave their parents, they cleave to one another, they become one flesh, they're intimate, and a child is born. At the moment of conception, life begins, and then a child is born over the process of 9 months as it is developing within the mother. So, again, these are some really not good arguments, but these are the kind of arguments that they do come out. And again, a lot of times I think it's things they've heard so many times, and they've really never thought through these types of argumentation.